Welcome to Scanner School session number 96. My name is Phil Lichtenberger, and this podcast is sponsored by East Coast Pagers. Now, yes, East Coast Pagers is one of my online companies, and it's the final push of the year. We have some great promos from Unication I want to tell you about right now. One of them being free warranties. If you buy 10 or more G-Series pagers, a G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, your 2-year warranty becomes a 5-year warranty. Now, if you want a G1 pagers, if you buy 10, you get 1 free. So that means buy 20, you get 2 free. Buy 30, get 3 free. Finally, promos on G4s and G5s is $100 off of a G4 or G5 MSRP. So that means that the G5 MSRP was $745. This makes your price $645. The G4 MSRP, $645. Now $545. Contact me at East Coast Pagers by going to phil@eastcoastpagers.com. Again, eastcoastpagers.com, or email me directly for the best pricing, phil@eastcoastpagers.com. Now let's get on to this week's podcast.
Welcome to The Scanner School, a podcast dedicated to the scanner radio hobby. Class is about to begin. Here is your host, Phil Lichtenberger.
Okay, guys. So, yeah, I sound a little funny this week. Again, I'm still battling with my cold, so I'm very sorry about that. But my name is Phil Lichtenberger. I'm the host here at Scanner School, and this podcast is here to teach you everything you need to know about the scanner radio hobby. Before we get into this week's content, which is about Whistler's latest upgrades or news, or I don't know, they got some crazy stuff coming your way. And just remind you that I need your questions in early this month for the next Ask Scanner School. So if you haven't yet asked me a question, do so. scannerschool.com/ask. I need to have your questions in right away because I'm not going to be able to record the Ask session when I normally do. I'm not going to be able to get in front of a computer to do it. So scannerschool.com/ask. Now, if you email me, that's great. But if you use our SpeakPipe or our telephone number at 516-308-2885, you'll be in the running for a free tutorial session with me. Right, that's what I'm calling my consulting calls now. I'm calling them tutorial sessions. Now, in order to incentivize you guys even further to leave me a voicemail or SpeakPipe, I have brand new stickers. If you get on the phone or on the microphone on your device and you leave me a question, not only will you be in the running for a tutorial session, but I'll also send you a stack of stickers. You'll get 3 different stickers mailed right to your door. Yes, even international. So ask me your question this month to not only get in the running for the tutorial session, but also to get complimentary stickers of Mr. Squelchy that you can stick wherever you want to stick them. All right, so we did a podcast a while back about Whistler when they kind of stuck the stake, so to speak, into the TRX 100 and 200. But they don't really seem like they're out of the game just yet. Now, again, nothing new here with scanner radio hardware, but they did release kind of a change about to the TRX-1 and the TRX-2. They're calling it TRX-1e and the TRX-2e. Now, these are strictly software upgrades that you can do yourself that don't cost anything. Now, the E kind of stands for European, which is I'm assuming, because it gives you additional band plans for New Zealand, France, and South Africa, including Europe. Okay, so it's a little bit different than the US versions. You can use the US version, the TRX-1 and TRX-2, and you can convert them very easily into a TRX-1e or TRX-2e. So let's go through the features of the TRX-1e and the TRX-2e to see if this is something that you may want to upgrade into. Now, if you're in the US or Canada, this really is not an upgrade that you would want to do. But if you're curious and you want to play along, you can upgrade into the TRX-1e or the 2e, and then you can back it right out. So, yeah, it's destructive where it will ruin what's inside your scanner as far as, your settings, but I think if you've got things backed up, you should be able to just go ahead and replace them. So, what is this? Now, according to the Whistler Group website, which we'll post in the show notes, any TRX-1 or TRX-2 can be updated into a TRX-1e or the TRX-2e. What happens when you convert over to the TRX-1e, the TRX-2e? Well, you get additional band plans for New Zealand, France, and South Africa. Additional band plans can also be added, which is really cool here. So localized search services and categories unique to each country's needs are now inside the scanner. Now, this includes brand new search categories as well. The programmable WX button that's on the scanner is now assigned to any one of the localized service searches categories for quick access. So it's not your weather button anymore, right? This becomes a quick access to a service search. So speaking of service searches, there's some changes now that's specific to the E version of the TRX-1 and the TRX-2, which is really great for those who are outside of the US and Canada. Basically, public safety ban has changed. There's MOSC, CB-UHF, which is country specific, amateur bands. CB is also on 26 megahertz and 27, again, country specific. VHF Marine, FRS, GMRS, MERS. Plenty of changes that really make the TRX-1e and TRX-2e at home in your country. So how do we change our existing Whistler radios into the E flavor? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay, so how do you upgrade your TRX-1 or your TRX-2? Very easily. There's two methods here. The first one is pretty much the preferred version because it takes care of everything for you. You download the new PC app from the Whistler Group website, and that will update not only the software, but also the CPU firmware in the scanner. So again, we'll put a link to this page right in the session notes, scannerschool.com/session96. Now, you can also just update the CPU updater file and then update it independently of the software, but Whistler does not recommend doing it that way. Okay? So again, the software will basically convert your scanner from a TRX-1 or a TRX-2 into a TRX-1e or a TRX-2e. So some bullet points, remember, between the US version and the non-US version. Again, the scanner is going to have its global configuration options reset to default when you do this. Okay? It's due to file formatting changes. The US and Canadian band plans will be removed from the PC app. So again, if you're in the US and Canada, you really don't want to do the E version of the upgrade. Band plans for the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, France, and South Africa will be available in the scanner and also the PC app. Here's a trick though, but according to the Whistler website, this doesn't get you around any frequencies that are prohibited by US law. So for those of you who are thinking, oh, I can finally listen to, nope, not going to happen. Not that it matters, but no, not going to happen. Again, the weather button, the WX button on the front of the scanner won't work as a weather button anymore. It'll be a fast, quick access button for a predetermined search preset. And again, service searches available in the scanner and PC app will change based on the country band plan that you have selected. So that is kind of the changes that Whistler came out with the TRX-1 and the TRX-2. Now, doesn't mean that Whistler is out of new products, because there's some new products that just came out by Whistler too that I want to tell you about. Okay, so now Whistler's got 3 brand new antennas they just came out. Yeah, they're kind of getting into the custom antenna market here. So the first one is, nothing really too fancy to write home about. It's basically a mobile mag mount whip antenna. It's got 2 coils in the middle of it, and it's a WMM-160. Now, again, we'll put a link to this product in the session notes at scannerschool.com/session96. So it's a mobile scanner. It's got a 1-inch magnetic base on it. It's 19 inches tall. It covers 25 to 1.8 gig or 25 to 1800 megahertz. It includes 12 feet of RG174 coax cable, and it's got a BNC connector on it, which is no surprise because most of, I think, everything that Whistler makes has a BNC connector on it. So why would they put SMAs on there? So if you're looking for a replacement antenna for your vehicle, this is available on the Whistler website for $19.99. I'm definitely in for one to try it out. I'll put an honest review on it as soon as I get this thing. I haven't placed the order yet, but it is on my list of things to definitely do. So the next antenna they came out with, now again, there's 3 of them here. This one's a bit more, and it's a bit weird. This is a mobile desktop scanner antenna multi-band. It's a WMM-460. Now, a picture speaks 1,000 words here, and it's a wacky looking design. Basically, it's a magnetic antenna. It stands 25 inches tall, and picture this. It has basically a aluminum disc that sits just above the mag mount, which has 3 antennas sticking out of it. One side is going to have a coiled antenna. The middle antenna, actually, it looks like it's got 4 antennas on it. Now I'm looking at it a lot closer on the picture here. It's actually got 4 antennas. So again, it's got a little coil antenna. It has a straight antenna, a little bit smaller one next to that one. And it's got a really tall antenna with no coil in it. So this one weighs in about 1.7 pounds. Sorry for you guys who use metric system over there. But it's a 4 tuned element scanner antenna. Again, covers 25 to 2,000 megahertz or 25 to 2 gig. The magnetic base on this one is 3.5 inches. And it includes 12 foot of RG58 coax cable. And again, it's a BNC connector. This one's a bit funny looking. I don't know. I mean, you're obviously going to stick out like a sore thumb with this type of antenna on your car. But again, very interesting to see how this would perform over something else. I don't know. It just seems like these antennas are so close together, they would resonate with each other, I guess, in a way. But I don't know. I mean, there's one way to find out, and that's just going to be to buy it. So I'll be in for one of these as well. $34.99 on the Whistler website. Again, if this becomes something that somebody else stocks that we can affiliate with, we'll definitely be replacing our links with these affiliate stuff. But it's interesting. But this last antenna here really is the most interesting. This is a desktop scanner antenna, multi-band disc cone. Again, desktop. I guess they expect you to put this on top of your TRX-2 or, I don't know. Why does it not say mobile on this one? But it's a WMM-860. They're calling it a heavyweight champion, 36 inches tall, weighing 3.4 pounds. The WMM-860 combines a disc cone design, but smaller for internal use, along with 4 discrete tuned elements to provide the best wideband desktop antenna. Holy smokes, guys. This is basically a disc cone antenna, so it's got the cone underneath. It's got these side radials that come out from it. And then it's got, again, 4 elements on top of it, just like the WMM-460 we just talked about. So basically, this is the WMM-460 with a disc cone right underneath it. So again, this one covers 25 to 2,000 megahertz, which is really no shock here because they didn't change the upper part of it. I would expect us to have a little better on the low band side because of the disc cone below it. They're calling it a disc cone style desktop receiving antenna with 4 custom tuned elements, a heavy duty 4.75 inch magnetic base for stationary vehicle use. There's the trick on that one. It's a stationary vehicle use. I don't think they're recommending you use this mobile. Okay. 12 foot RG58 mil spec coax, and again, a BNC connector. So here's a funny thing. This one is stationary mobile. Whereas the first one we talked about, the WMM-160, they say will be tested up to 90 miles per hour. Well, no kidding. There's like nothing to this antenna. But whatever. Very interesting though to see the WMM-460 and also the WMM-860. I'm definitely interested in getting my paws on one of these antennas and trying it out. Would definitely love to see how this works in an apartment dwelling, HOAs. I can definitely see these antennas fit in that. And again, I plan on talking about apartment dwelling and homeowners association kind of tips and tricks later on in the podcast series. But if you end up with one of these, I'd love to hear from you. I am definitely going to order one of each and see how things go as well on my end. So that's what's new with Whistler. Very interesting month over there. And again, crazy antennas. Check them out. Again, I'll put pictures in the show notes, scannerschool.com/session96. And I'll also pass them around on social media. So if you're not following me, scannerschool.com/Instagram, scannerschool.com/Facebook group is the best way to get that one. Scannerschool.com/Twitter. And let's just throw YouTube out there as well, too. Scannerschool.com/YouTube. All right, so as if you can't tell, my voice is really starting to go out here. So this cold is just still, it's still definitely doing its thing. So let's wrap it up here. I want to thank our Patreon supporters while I still can. I want to thank Dan, Glenn Bryden, James Felling, MT Bono, Raymond Hill, Todd Glendy, Craig Harper, Guy Lee, Jeff Block. Jeff is our newest Patreon supporter, so I want to thank Jeff very much for your support. John Goldenberg, Ken Newberry, Kenneth Fowler, Ronnie Bach, Sal Marandola, Scott Vorder, Signals Everywhere, and William R. Cand. Thank you all for your support. And if you want to help support Scanner School, go to scannerschool.com/support, where we not only have the ability to sign up for Patreon, but also to send us a one-time PayPal donation. Or if you're big into shopping on Amazon, you can click on our Amazon link and then go shopping. That helps us out. Or if you're in the market for a new scanner or accessories, you go to scannerschool.com/scannermaster. And for software, I highly recommend Butel. Scannerschool.com/Butel. Again, we'll put links to all this in the session notes or at scannerschool.com/support. So again, before I lose my voice for the night, I want to thank you all for joining us on Scanner School. We're getting really close to episode number 100. That'll be about this time next month. So again, my name is Phil Lichtenberger. This is Scanner School. Scanner School's copyright 2019, Monitor Long Island Inc. I want to thank you all again for joining us and for putting up with this poor voice. We'll catch you all again next Tuesday. And do not forget to submit your questions at scannerschool.com/ask. Use SpeakPipe or our voicemail line, and I'll mail you a 3-pack of stickers. 73, everyone.